We have seen how to compress instruments like drums, basses, and vocals. Concerning the others, guitars, synths, pianos, violins, etc., we'll have similar goals for all these instruments for compression. The main reasons are classical. Control the dynamic range to make it sit better in the mix, to make the instrument cut better through the mix, and to give more detail. And give a particular tone thanks to sonic characteristics of some analog compressors. About the control of the dynamic, a guitar is a nice example because the player can play some notes stronger and then play smoother, given a big gap between the peaks and the dips. So some notes may be too loud in the mix or too low. So here's a very standard way to use compression, and we can apply that for every instrument. For the second reason, which is bringing the sonic characteristics of a compressor, we can use any compressor of our choice. Now that we know the different types of compressors and their characters, it's easier for us to make this choice. Here we're not looking for a big amount of compression, just give a nice layer of tone, and for that 1 dB or 2 may be enough. Some compressors even color the sound just by running the signal through the circuit. For instance, just hitting the tubes of a tube compressor can give a pleasant tone. So we can get interesting results without touching any knob. It's the case with the Fairchild, for instance. Some others also have this capability, so learn to know well a maximum of compressors. With compression in series, we can always use multiple compressors if we want to add multiple sonic signatures from multiple types of compressors. So we can add 1 or 2, even 3 compressors just for tone. And if the instrument we want to color needs first its dynamic to be controlled, we'll load first a compressor to do this task, and we'll combine it in series with 1 or several other compressors for their sonic characteristics. On this same guitar, I can for instance load, in addition of the first one, a FET compressor to add its color and aggressive character. One more example here with a piano and a Vari-Mu compressor to thicken up the sound and bring warmth to it. We see that we don't have a big amount of gain reduction, but we're giving nice tones and a pleasant vibe to this piano. And finally, here an example of sound coloration without even touching a single knob with the VBC plugin from Slate Digital. So on every other instrument, in addition of standard use of compression, play with colors, tones and sonic characteristics of every different compressors. Don't forget glue compression we have already seen. It will be very useful if you have a bus of synth, guitars, orchestrals or anything else. Multiband compression could be interesting as well, in order to control a particular part of the instrument signal. In this last example of the video, multiband compression will be useful on a cello. When we play the cello and the bass together, as they are two elements playing in low registers, there's a clash in the lows, and we hear some loud resonances from this cello. So I can use multiband compression to attenuate the bottom of the spectrum and get a better mix between the two. And here I don't want to touch the mids, either the highs, to preserve the body and the clarity of the cello. In an infinity of other situations, compression can be useful on instruments which can have unpleasant resonances in the lows, mids, or highs, like an acoustic guitar recorded with a microphone, a synth, orchestral elements, etc., etc. So, in short, for the other instruments, we can clearly use every technique we have seen so far. Try different techniques if you detect some issue and see if it improves the mix. Try to group some elements together and compress the bust and see if that works. And experiment just for tone as well and see if you get pleasant results.